Hello guys, it's Samuel here and welcome to 10 Things I Like About. Today I'm going to be talking about a very nice phone, the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. Okay, the first thing I love about this phone is the always on display. You might be thinking this is a random feature to like about the phone, but trust me, I tend to work on a desk most of the day, so just being able to have my phone on the desk and it's just showing me the notifications that I need, the basic things like the time, the battery percentage, and even the date is quite a nice feature, and it looks good, doesn't consume too much of the power. So for me, this little feature is a really good one for me. Up to the next one. The main selling point of this phone, as you probably already know, is the camera system of the phone. It's in a very odd square shape, which for me, I like it because it stands out, it's different. And this 3-camera setup is amazing. You've got the super wide angle, which I have been looking forward to in a phone for quite a while. A super wide angle of 20 megapixels. You've got a mid-range angle of 40 megapixels, and you've got a nice telephoto of 8 megapixels. Combining these 3 cameras together is amazing. Switching between the different vocal ranges quite easy as well. And one of the other features is just the ability to be able to shoot in a pro mode, as Huawei calls it, which means you can tweak some basic things yourself. I'm a photographer, videographer by trade, so having this feature is quite good. Sometimes when I'm on set, I like to have this phone as a second or a third camera, just capturing a very nice, intimate behind the scene. So for me, this camera is amazing. There are still other nice nuances about the cameras that I haven't got the chances to test out yet. So hopefully in the next few videos, I'll be able to talk about my view on the camera in general. But as of now, the camera is amazing. Literally, no two words about it. It's an amazing set of cameras. It follows on from the P20 Pro and it just takes it to a whole new other level. So Huawei, well done to you guys on the improvements and the new features of the camera. Okay, the next feature of this phone that definitely stands out is the SoC on the phone, which is the Kirin 980, the 7 nanometers chip set on the phone. It's the first mobile device by Huawei to have this in, and this thing is blazing fast. I'm a really heavy phone user, so I've literally taken this phone through its paces in my opinion, playing some really graphic intensive games and just working with a lot of applications at the same time. And this phone hasn't lagged whatsoever or shut down from not having enough memory. The memory on board is 128 GB and it also comes with 6 gig of RAM. The onboard memory can be expanded through their proprietary nano SD card, which I'm really hoping that it's not going to be proprietary for too long, so that we can have the cards a lot cheaper, but you could expand this memory by that much. For me at the moment, with all the videos I shoot on the phone, I still have quite a lot of spaces left. So this feature for me is great. The phone runs really smooth. The next feature I love is the reverse wireless charging. Some people say this is a gimmick. I probably think so myself. And for me, it's just a nice conversation starter or a party trick on its own. Why? Because at this very moment, there wasn't any phone that can wirelessly reverse charge a phone. What does this mean? So basically, if you've got a QI device that is running low on battery, you could literally put the device on the back of the Mate 20 Pro, and Mate 20 Pro will literally share some juice with the phone. And in Huawei's advertisements, it's showing a male and a female, you know, joining each other up through the phone, which, like I said, it's a conversation starter on its own, and it's a really nice way to show off, really. And I'm thinking moving forward, when you have like more QI devices, like I said, like smartwatches, whatever it may be, that can be charged wirelessly, this phone will be great for that. So it means you don't have to bring an extra charger because the battery life is going to be already good, which I'm going to talk about as the next step. All right, so like I mentioned earlier, the next thing I like about the phone is the battery life. The battery life is amazing. Personally, this is the best battery life I've ever had on any phone I've ever used. I mentioned earlier that I'm a heavy phone user, and sometimes I could be hotspotting from my phone for the whole day because my data plan allows me to just be able to use that much data, or I could be playing some power intensive games, and this phone doesn't break a sweat whatsoever. It can easily go a full day with no charging whatsoever. If you're using it on, low power, not so many apps running at the same time, you can easily have this phone for 2 days without charging. So the next feature that I like is the fast charging. With the 40 watts charger that comes with the phone, Huawei guarantees that you will have your phone charged from 0% to 70% within 30 minutes. I've not personally looked at this myself because like my phone doesn't run to 0%, but the times when I've gone to like 15%, gone to 10%, the phone charges up quite quickly. I do not like to put my phone on charge whilst I'm sleeping because I've had bad experiences in the past. So it means that I could wake up in the morning, put my phone on charge, have my shower, have my breakfast, and by the time I finish all these activities, the phone is either nearly charged or fully charged, which means within 30-40 minutes, I'm ready to go for the whole day, probably till the next day as well. So I do not get nervous for getting the charger for this phone, which is amazing. And the wireless charger that comes with it, or you can buy the 15 watts, it promises to charge quite quickly as well. I personally just use a wall charging with my phone. Yeah, the next feature I like about this phone is the screen. Weird, but I love the screen so much. It's very sharp. It's a 6.39Q OLED display, and it's a 2K resolution screen, a 15:5:9 aspect ratio, which means it's a bit on the portrait mode. When you're browsing, you have more things to be able to view on the screen, and when you're watching your movies, there's a lot of landscape for the video or whatever you're watching to cover. And the way the phone manages the resolution is really good. The software, I think, in my opinion, works quite well. When it's switching between different resolutions, you can't really tell that it's happening unless you're a pixel peeper, and that's the only way you're going to be able to tell when you're going from a 2K resolution to an HD resolution or a power saving mode. But the screen just works really well, and it looks good as well with all the curved edges. The next feature that I like is the Screen Fingerprint sensor or reader. It's a new technology, definitely, and Huawei was quite bold to say we're going to put this in the phone. Initially, when I got the phone, it was quite slow, but with the next update that came on the phone, the screen reader is quite nice. It has a really nice glowing effect, and obviously because it's in screen and it's got its own illumination, it doesn't matter if you're in the dark during the day, it will work. It's still on the tweaking to work as fast as the back sensors, but I just love the fact that I can be using the phone and literally the fingerprint is just right where my fingers or the thumb is going to be. So yeah, the fingerprint reader at the front is just it's a really innovative thing to put in a phone. Next feature I love about this phone is the face unlock. It was one I was a bit skeptical about because I've tried face unlock in the past. They were not that great, but with the 3D camera that Huawei has put in this phone, in the front facing element of the phone, the face unlock works super quick. And I mean super quick. During the day, when it's a bit dark and even literally at night, I could wake up, bring the phone up and the phone will just instantly unlock. With the setting I have on the phone, it unlocks without me having to slide anything up. So scans the face and unlocks straight away. And I've been shocked day in, day out with how quick this phone can unlock with the face. And I know there's other really cool features that they really wanting to use the 3D camera for, like sculpting an object and making it 3D interactive object. I'm not really into that at the moment, but the face unlock is quite fast, and I know that there's going to be more application that would integrate with this feature. Lastly, for me, this phone is fun to use. It's my favorite phone so far. And like I said in the title, this is the best phone of 2018 and probably still going to remain one of the best in this year 2019 because the chipset is quite fast. The phone runs really smooth. Because it runs smooth, it means your experience of the phone is a lot better, because a lot of the time it's the experience. The phone looks good visually. The all glass element is really great, slippery sometimes, but with a nice case on it, it works really well. You don't have to have that fear of the phone dropping, but it's a really nice phone to use. Basically, no lagging, everything works as it should. And because Huawei is quite committed to their product line, they're always going to be pushing updates for the phone. So with all these features, I think I'm going to be keeping this phone for quite a while to come. Anyways, guys, that's it for now about the 10 things I like about the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. In the next few videos coming, I will be testing this phone against a mirrorless camera just to see how well the camera system performs, and if there's other new features that I find out as I use the phone, I will be sharing that with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please place a like below and leave me your comments, because I would love to read through them. Subscribe if you're interested in seeing more. Anyways, thank you guys.